Hello, and a warm welcome to our Earth Day celebration. We've got people logged in from all over the globe, so please feel free to introduce yourselves to one another in the chats. For those of you who are new, my name is Crystal. I'm with Evolution One, the foundation that transmits this workout to the world and supports all those who are engaged in it. We feel so grateful to be part of a global community dedicated to honoring our sacred Earth. Thank you for joining us in this effort. Today, we'll be gathering as a community, as well as with millions of other people who celebrate this day to honor the Earth. And together, we can create a global field of upliftment. And we also have some really special guests after the transmission and a quick intermission. We're going to be talking with Ruben Langdon and Tangela. We do have some newcomers today, so I'd like to share a little bit to give you some context for the work. Over the last 20 years, Asil has studied amongst various spiritual traditions. About a decade ago, he had a strong experience that opened a connection that we now refer to today as the channel. This is a powerful connection of both energy and wisdom, which Asil embodies and transmits as a trance channel. Through this connection, energy passes through him and reaches all those who are tuned into the transmission, either live or recorded. This energy contains unique frequencies that have the capacity to influence not only your physical, mental, and emotional well being, but more subtle aspects of your own energy field. This energy allows you to align, to go deeper in your meditation, to connect deeper with your own consciousness, and receive guidance to support your journey into consciousness evolution. The process of a seal going into trance includes some spontaneous hand and body movements. While this is happening, you can use the time to find your own inner silence and stillness, and depending on your level of meditation practice, establish a sense of presence and inner alignment. Maybe you can just sit and imagine, or maybe you're already amidst a beautiful landscape of which you want to honor. Once the energy builds, an energetic field is established. Then the guides will specifically present themselves with the names that humanity has given them. You might recognize some of these names as those given to higher consciousness or angelic beings. This initiates the transmissions of words and energy that will come through a seal. So it's really simple. During this time, sit comfortably or lie down and focus on being in an open meditative state. Just by being receptive, you've included yourself within this field. During the session, we recommend that you listen in a space where you will not be interrupted and you turn your device notifications off. We also recommend that you stay tuned in through the entire session. But if you're in a deep meditative state, it's okay if you aren't able to follow every word. The benefit of staying with us is what's most important, and the words can be listened to or read again later. When the session is over, we'll sit in silence for a few moments, and then we'll have a brief intermission, and then we'll come back with our special guests. For now, get comfortable and enjoy your journey. I'll see you back here upon your return.
Greetings, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on this beautiful and special day, our Earth Day celebration. It's hard to imagine that we go day by day living on this earth, receiving all its gifts, all the blessings, all the unconditional love of this earth, and only take one day to truly celebrate her. Technically, every day should be and is Earth Day, as without this earth and the very special balance she holds, the harmony that is provided by the ecosystems of this earth, the energy and the love that's emitted by this earth, the way she receives cosmic energies, the way she receives the sun's energies, provides a very safe environment for life to be able to thrive. And that's very unique as far as we know. And here we are as humans, as a consciousness collective living on this earth and growing and evolving, experimenting, and pretty much doing whatever we want to do. For a while, that has gone without any major side effects because we weren't big enough to have such a strong impact on the earth and its ecosystems. Yet now we are over 8 billion people. We have technologies, we have ways of potentially disrupting certain cycles, certain flows of energy and resources on this earth that are disruptive. That requires a certain level of maturation of our consciousness to be able to navigate our power in a sensible, in a responsible way. And it's interesting. It's like we received a power over time, and the power of sheer size as well, of human society, that has a great effect on all living beings, including ourselves. Many have said before, including some Native American elders, that the earth will be fine, even way after humanity is gone. She will recover just the way she has recovered from the time of the dinosaurs and potentially previous civilizations that have lived and thrived on Earth. And she will be home again for potentially another form of consciousness. So it's really our responsibility is towards our future generations, and it's towards the fine balance that provides for all life on Earth. Aside from that, this day is not just established so that we can be more aware of our power and be more cautiously and consciously acting on Earth as humans, but it is also a way to recognize that we as living beings on Earth, as consciousness within the field of Earth's consciousness, because she is a conscious being herself, we have a direct connection to her. We receive the power and the life force that moves through the earth. And that affects us. Connecting with nature, connecting with the earth, being quote unquote grounded, receiving the life force of the earth into our bodies, into our minds, into our hearts, into our energetic bodies, truly delivers a vital life force. This vital life force is incredibly healing. It's a really beautiful way to connect with nature and also integrate spiritual experiences. When we have experiences where our consciousness expands and goes into potentially other planes of existence or other civilizations, astrally travels, the earth will always keep us anchored and safe in this human form. We want to be able to get all of these forms of consciousness expansion that we experience to integrate into the human form so we can share that gift with humanity as long as we are alive. So the earth is a vital piece of our awakening as humanity and as individuals. And that is her care and her commitment. She cares and loves for everyone. No matter what you have done, no matter how we act, she does not have that sense of judgment the way we carry judgment in our perspective and evaluation of others and of life. In some ways, her existence is a service to life. It's life-enabling service, unconditional love. Pure creative force moves through the earthly plane, through the earth itself, and materializes. And this energy that moves through the earth has had many names. Many traditions have given it prana, chi, ki, life force. And as we learn to consciously be able to connect it to this earthly energy, occasionally taking off our shoes and socks and being on the earth barefoot, occasionally being in nature immersed in pristine environments, we can feel that connection. We can feel the invigorating and healing effect of Mother Earth's presence. How amazing is that? That she is always there for us when we need her. Now, in recent years, in recent months, weather patterns have been fairly intense. More severe droughts than ever, more floods than ever, potentially more earthquakes, potentially more volcanic eruptions. In some ways, there is many fluctuations that the earth is going through. And these cycles that the earth goes through are part of her evolution, as also she is receiving the rising energies that are moving just like waves through this earthly existence. The earth itself has a powerful energetic grid. Just imagine it like the invisible meridian lines in the human body that are utilized for acupuncture. Excuse me. The earth itself has these energetic lines as well. So, similar to the way energy flows through our body, through all our meridians, affects different organs and different parts of our harmony, internal harmony, the earth has that too. The earth's grid serves a function like that. And some of us are dedicated to supporting the earth's energetic grid by going to specific places around the world, sacred sites, nodal points, as well as sites of collective trauma, to assist with the movement of energy. And as energy moves in different places, as energy is utilized in a way that is in service to all of humanity, everyone on earth benefits. In some ways, the guides have shared that the energetic grid, as it is balanced and harmoniously distributing energy across the earthly plane, when, for example, an increased energy moves to a certain part of the earth, that energy, rather than being absorbed in only that part of the earth, will be distributed like almost like a shield across the earthly plane so that the impact is not just in a particular area, but it is distributed and then it becomes more of service. Because energy in itself is not destructive, it is the focus and the intensity by which it is delivered over a certain period of time. That's what makes it able to be received based on our capacity. We have a certain amount of capacity to receive energy. All life has. And be able to move that energy in a way that is supportive of all our life mechanisms and functions. The Earth's energetic grid serves a very powerful purpose to serving all of life, which is why we are also dedicated to this Earth's grid work or Earth acupuncture work, whatever you want to call it. Collective trauma is a significant element of our unprocessed past. And there is a lot of unprocessed past in human existence. Everywhere in the world, no matter which country I go to, there is a part of the past that is almost stagnant and present in certain places. Occasionally, many souls that have not moved on from a certain war or a conflict in a certain region. Occasionally, human destructive forces or destructive energies that were part of a certain era, still present, dormant, inactive. So, our ability to support the earth in this way supports human life, supports all of life. That is why we do that work. Earth Day is a moment where we expand our conscious understanding of the earth and our conscious appreciation of all the ways that she serves us and all the ways we can serve her. And that's the beauty, that's the honor and the pleasure of a day like this. So thank you all for joining. We have some very special and beautiful guests today, dear friends that are also incredibly dedicated and devoted to serving humanity, to serving the earth. And I look forward to talking with them about this after the transmission. Thank you all for joining, and I'll see you on the other side after the transmission and potentially the energetic adjustments we will receive. Greetings. We are Elohim. In the course of your existence on Earth, you will recognize that your relationship with this planet, with this environment, with this love of this mother will change. As your conscious awareness and your conscious understanding of life itself, of your existence in human form, transforms and expands, your understanding of the earth will shift as well. You will recognize the great gift, the great love, and the great availability she has for you as a conscious form. The way she provides the perfect incubation space for an evolving consciousness. The way she provides the perfect environments to experience a variety of possibilities in human form. The way she promotes diversity. The way she enables various forms of life, various forms of environments that serve this grand ecosystem. And as such, this ecosystem is a service to you, to this human form as well. You start to recognize that you are significantly more than this human form, that you are a consciousness, you are a collective part of a great ecosystem of collectives and consciousness. Yet the human form is the form that you understand, the form that you have accustomed to, the form that you were born into. Yet it is not the only form you have ever lived and you will live. It is a temporary experience. It is a temporary moment in your development as an individualized soul container, as a collective of human consciousness. The human form has always been tied to the human consciousness in its development as its inception has occurred here on earth. Therefore, imagining life beyond earth is unnatural. Yet the expansion of your consciousness will bring forth memories of living in different environments, in different forms, in different physical and non-physical experiences. You will start to recognize that life is diverse as it is on earth, in this universe, in this plane of existence, in higher dimensional planes of existence, many forms of conscious awareness exist. Many forms develop, proliferate, expand, and evolve. Many forms consistently go through their evolutionary processes, their maturation and transformation into new forms. You are not entirely different in that way. Therefore, the physical human experience has an expiration date on Earth. Yet, the earth itself must and will continue to provide for life for as long as possible, for humanity to continue to evolve and mature on earth in human form for as long as it needs to. Currently, your maturation of your consciousness is evolving at an accelerated pace, as this accelerated pace is a natural evolutionary process. The rising energies that move through this earthly plane support the Earth's evolution, as well as all forms of consciousness, including her evolution in an accelerated way. Humanity recognizes that it has great power to manipulate, to utilize the resources of the earth, to create based on its technological understanding, based on its consistent desire to evolve, invent, innovate, and explore. This is a natural aspect embedded in human consciousness, a desire to evolve, a desire to expand, a desire to learn. Yet, this desire, this consistent evolutionary pull, will result in creations that are occasionally detrimental to life, detrimental to human life, detrimental to forms in material existence on earth, detrimental to non material beings on earth. And while the earth itself, as well as other forms of consciousness, can partially adjust and mitigate, compensate for these actions of humanity, there is a certain tolerance that may not be overstepped to continue the balance of life and the way the earth provides for all life, including yours. Therefore, the evolution of consciousness in human form, the transformation of human mind, human heart, human body, and human action will occur as part of your evolution. And you will recognize that you can truly evolve. You can truly learn, expand, while also taking care of all life, while also taking care of this earth. Your evolution can occur without the compromises, without the shortcuts that you have taken. You can serve yourself and you can serve others. You can serve all life in your growth and evolution. You can continue to learn. You can continue to witness in all the ways that you are more than this human form. You are a great consciousness connected to all life in existence. Yet these connections that you seek outside require a solid internal state, a solid state of understanding your connection and bond with this earth. You will learn to lean on her. You will learn to receive the benefits of her existence. You will learn that this place that you call home is truly unique and special. And a greater sense of appreciation A greater sense of gratitude will drive your actions. Naturally, effortlessly, you will make choices that are benefiting all life, that are benefiting a greater harmony and balance on this earth. Witnessing yourself as you are evolving, noticing and understanding that this earth may be, just as this human form, a temporary experience, you will recognize that the ultimate display of maturation of your consciousness is having fully understood the beauty and the benefits of this life, this form, and this environment. The way you take care of yourself is a display of your alignment. The way you take care of this earth is a display of your alignment with all of existence. Your life, your alignment is a service to all life, is life promoting, is life enabling. As in this alignment, you receive the unlimited resources of existence. As in this alignment, you have access to everything you need, everything you could ever require. As in this alignment, you are a creator of your own. As an empowered creator that has access to unlimited resources, how could these resources not be shared with all of life, with all of existence? How could this newly found balance within you, this expanded state of true possibility, not be everyone else's, all life's, and the earth's? Naturally received and naturally given, naturally shared and naturally in service. This is who you are becoming as you're evolving into your greatest state of alignment, expansion, and maturation, both as an individual and as a collective. The gifts of this state will be manifold: physical well being, mental, emotional, energetic, and spiritual well being. And this alignment will be a required step as the energies rise on this earthly plane. The ability to have a stronger alignment increases your capacity to receive these energies with grace. Ultimately, the energy moves through your system, activating and invigorating all aspects of your energetic, physical, emotional, mental bodies. And the excess energy moves through you just the way rivers flow through the many lands of this earth, supporting life as it moves and continuing its journey. This is the flow of energy. What you require stays with you. What you do not require moves through you and creates life wherever you go, wherever you position your consciousness to be. wherever you project your attention to go. Therefore, learn to focus. Learn to direct your consciousness and your attention in conscious ways, so that this flow of excess energy can move to the places, to the people, to the life, to the earth, to all beings, supporting life naturally as a gift of yours, as an extension of yours, as a service of yours. Thank you for listening to our words. We will now commence with the adjustments. Thank you for receiving this work, our gift to you as an evolving consciousness in human form. This transmission is complete. Thank you all for joining in this beautiful transmission, reminder and expansion delivered by the guides. And after a short intermission, we will see you again. But I believe Crystal has a couple things to announce to you and support you into integration.
Welcome back, everyone. Take a few moments to reconnect with your physical body, grounding yourself into the core of this precious earth. Feeling the weight of your body within Earth's gravity field. Feeling held by Mother Earth. Feeling gratitude for this human experience. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Feeling the relationship between the air, a gift from this earth, our home, our human home. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes, taking in your present surroundings, feeling closer and more bonded to the earth, wherever you are, whether you're looking at a beautiful landscape or you're looking at your computer in your office. Thank you for joining this session. We will be taking a 10-minute break, and we'll see you back here to continue our celebration with our special guests, Ruben and Tangela. For all of our Instagram followers watching this live stream, if you'd like to continue with us, your best viewing experience for the next segment will be to join us on Facebook or YouTube. And we have links to Facebook and YouTube on the Instagram chat. For everybody on Facebook and YouTube, you can stay put, relish in the beautiful energy that just came through, and we'll see you at the top of the hour. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, Asil. Oh,
I was just off for a second.
yes. Well,
Here
as
we
is
are.
as is appropriate during an intermission.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if the audience recognizes this, but you and I are wearing like the same thing.
Why are we doing that,
I
Crystal?
don't know. We did not plan it. You need some earrings.
Color synchronization. Well, I'll skip the earrings in this lifetime, maybe.
You kind of have an earring. It's your microphone.
Oh, yes. My accessories.
Yes, you have an
How
accessory.
was the transmission for you, Crystal?
Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing. Um, I I mean, everything that comes through is incredible, and the adjustments just keep getting stronger and stronger
I've noticed that too.
and
And that
stronger.
we've also gotten that feedback from many people, even like short transmissions, just the one we did at New Living Expo yesterday,
Yeah,
where a group of individuals were in person receiving this work. People, for me, I'm just used to having like longer transmissions, an hour and a half, and so on, and over a period of time sometimes through courses. But even like that 20-minute, 18-minute transmission we did, just like there were some people that were just like crying, very emotional, very open, were incredibly feeling like blessed and grateful.
yeah,
And I was like, wow, this is a refreshing feedback to receive. And it was really beautiful. So the strength of the work is getting stronger. Why? Well, I would say maybe this whole acceleration process is also impacting our work and also accelerating that. And maybe right now we need stronger adjustments than before.
yeah. I feel like also yesterday I felt we've been working on this experience of a field, an energetic field,
Mhm,
and I could really feel the presence of this field enveloping the room.
mhm,
And I think, there's hundreds of people watching this live stream and others that are attuned, even if they're not watching the live stream, they're attuned to our energy, our community. And so I feel like it's also those who are online who have been
mhm,
really uh, dedicated to this practice, and
mhm.
when we all come together with a shared focus, which is Earth Day today or my birthday, you could focus on that too. um, there is a feeling of solidarity, and
Mhm.
I think that in particular that feels that's what I feel, that's what I felt today, I felt
I think
yesterday.
anyone that understands how anyone that's been a part of a practice group for a longer period of time, they will understand there's a certain synchronization that happens in the frequency,
Mhm.
and then the field that's established is consistently stronger and faster to be able to be entered into. And as that field gets stronger and stronger, so anyone that's coming newly is going to get the benefits of a
Yes.
well established energetic field, and that's fantastic. So
Yeah.
I'm feeling very grateful with the community.
Yeah. And this is the first Earth Day that we have Earth Keepers in Service graduated, right?
That's
So,
right.
so that may be contributing. And we're also in the midst of our Becoming a Conscious Creator series, which started 2 weeks ago. So I feel like all of that could contribute. And the guides did give a nod to this idea of conscious creation. They said, which I found particularly um, touching, uh, they said, the way you take care of yourself and this earth is a display of your alignment with yourself and all of existence. Your alignment is a service to all of life, life promoting and life enabling. In this alignment, you are a creator of your own as an empowered creator with access to unlimited resources. How could it not be shared with all lives and earth? instilled this sense of empower. So what happened is it instilled this sense of empowered generosity in me, like
Mm.
generosity of spirit. This like um, simply in my alignment, I am an empowered creator, and I can share that. And then they went on to talk about how it's shared naturally, and you can direct it as well at times, so that you're supporting Earth, all beings, and that this is an extension of service and an extension of a gift that you can give to the world. So
Hmm.
that was really, really beautiful.
Yeah, this whole concept of becoming a conscious creator has been really very empowering and very, very strong. It seems like that's basically the way the guides talk about the self-realization journey as a human being. And they're basically saying, well, aside from you realizing yourself as a human being in human form, you're also realizing the power of creatorship that's in you, that's able to create the reality, the environment, and the life that you choose. And in some ways, we are creating unconsciously a lot of things,
Mhm.
right? We're creating certain things consciously, and then other things are like cause and effect. It's like, oh, we didn't know this would happen if we do this, right? So there's parts that are unconscious. So expanding our consciousness expands our power of conscious creatorship. And so that's really the journey that we're on with becoming a conscious creator. And it's still going, you know. Tomorrow is the next transmission for conscious creatorship, so I'm very excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be incredible. And I think Alfredo flashed a QR code for those of you who want to join us.
Yes.
Um, you are most welcome. So you would get access to the last two transmissions, and tomorrow is the next live transmission, and we are taking this through to mid-May. So
Hmm.
if you want to join us for becoming a conscious creator,
Yes,
you
bring a
are
friend.
most welcome. And sure, bring a friend. Absolutely. Like we were just talking about, as the community grows and more focus is aimed in the same direction, then the the more we can share our gift of ours with others, with all living beings, and with the earth.
Who doesn't want to become a conscious creator?
I mean, we are conscious creators, right, already, but who doesn't want to learn how to turn on that conscious creator in them,
That's right.
right?
That's right.
Activate our conscious creator template.
That's right. Even become more conscious in our creations, even more empowered in our creations.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And also not just as individuals, like, yay, I want to have, unlimited resources. I can live quote unquote safely and long time and my family could be safe. But
Mhm.
it's more about becoming conscious as a species as well, as a civilization, as a community, as a collective. And then what do we create together? That's really also like the bigger perspective that the guides are delivering to us.
Yeah, absolutely. So wonderful, and we'll have that transcript up on for those of you who RSVP'd for this event. We'll have that transcript up on our landing page that you were given access to when you RSVP'd. So um, not to worry about that. We'll send an email once that's up, just letting you know, and you can listen to the words and you can watch the replay. So, Asil, what do you think? Should we bring our special guests up?
Of course.
Yeah, we've been chatting in the background about our uh, options, our choice. There you go. Okay, good. Our choice of color coordination. Ruben said it's St. Patrick's Day 2.0, and Tangela said she didn't get the memo to wear this color. But we are joined today with very special guests, Tangela and Ruben. Tangela is the creatrix of Soul Search, a global destination for spirituality and consciousness. She is a longtime spiritual seeker, global adventurer, entrepreneur, and multi-dimensional guide. Welcome, Tangela.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy Earth Day, everyone. It's such a beautiful way to celebrate our beautiful Mama Gaia doing all of this together with you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, love it. Mama Gaia. And Ruben is the creator and host of Interview with ED, a popular show that airs on Gaia and Tubi networks, where he explores extra dimensional phenomena and people who channel beings and energy from other worlds. Welcome, Ruben.
Thanks for having me. Great message today and great transmission. Appreciate it.
Wonderful. All right. Well, it's so wonderful to have you both here today, and I love the matrix of the two of you. The two of you know each other. Have you worked together before?
I think we've crossed paths, but I guess in this form and fashion, it's our first time, right?
It's our first time, exactly. Ruben did briefly interview me after I attended a SEAL and Stargate's retreat in Mount Shasta. And I was quite nervous because at that time I was not used to publicly sharing about my spiritual experiences.
You did great.
Thanks
You did
for
great.
initiating me, Ruben.
Yes. And I think that ended up because you were with Pagreet and Jules, and we ended up using a little clip in that episode at the end there.
Isn't that great? Yes, we were. A SEAL was part of 2 episodes, right, of Interview with ED, and that was really special. Well,
actually, if you want to count Pagreet and Jules episodes, I think you make a little cameo in there too.
Okay.
So you're like in 4 episodes.
Amazing.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, Tangela, before I get into the bigger questions, I want to talk to you about where you live, because you moved to Sedona many years ago, a few years ago. And what I know of Sedona, and when I visited Sedona, is it's a really, really powerful spiritual place, energetic space. And I can't imagine actually being in that space 24/7. So, can you give us a little bit of like why you were called to Sedona and how it actually like works that you can function there as a productive human?
No, that's a great question, Crystal. And yes, Sedona is a very powerful vortex spot, and people come from all over the world to have healing and transformational experiences in Sedona. And of course, it's absolutely gorgeous in terms of the natural beauty. So a lot of people who are not necessarily seeking a spiritual experience are also drawn there for the hiking and the landscapes, not knowing that they're also having a transformational experience. And so Sedona, like Asil was speaking about, and during the transmission, there's a very powerful electromagnetic force emanating from the Sedona vortex area because of the ley lines that it's based on, the crystalline structure, the history of Atlantis, the history of the indigenous and Native Americans working in the land as well. So this is very sacred, powerful land that I was personally called to actually soon after the retreat, where I met Asil and Ruben. And there's no coincidences ever, right? So that was an accelerated ascension retreat in Mount Shasta, another powerful vortex here in the United States, but a very different energy. There's this very pristine Lemurian energy emanating from the Shasta vortex. And I remember being in Shasta and a friend saying, "You love Shasta so much. Have you ever thought about going to Sedona?" And I'd actually never even heard of Sedona. And a few weeks later, Spirit came in and during a dream directed me, "You need to go to Sedona for the winter solstice." And so I gathered a group of friends and actually did another Stargate retreat in Mount Shasta. And then we all went to Sedona together, where we had very profound experiences connecting with the energy of the land, visiting the vortex sites, doing ceremony, very powerful experiences of clearing came up, a lot of emotions. And as I returned to San Francisco, where I lived at the time, again, clear message came through. You now have to move to Sedona. And so then I just put everything in storage that I owned and moved to Sedona, which for me, without unbeknownst to me, was going to catalyze an intense transformational and healing process. Because when you're in that type of electromagnetic force field, a lot comes up for you, and you open up and you're able to go in and connect to whether it's past lives, diving into experiences throughout your lifetime that may be causing restrictions and misalignments within you. A lot of this can open up. That's why there's so many healers. I think Sedona has the most number of healers per capita in the world. Because healers are drawn there for the healing work, and people are drawn from all over the world for that healing. And so for me, it was a rapid transformation that had to take place in order for me to move into the work that I do now in Soul Search. And Spirit came to me very clearly and said, you are launching this global online spiritual community, and you need to do it with the energy and the power of the land and this real life spiritual community that is so strongly based here. And so definitely the experience of Sedona and the land is one for healing and transformation. I invite everyone to come and have the experience. Not everyone can stay there all the time, but for me personally, again, Asil, Crystal, Ruben, we're all being called to travel, move around, very nomadic lifestyles. This is very common for many of us spiritual people right now. And it's because, Asil, like you said, we're doing this global grid work. We're being called to bring in and anchor and energies in one place and then spread that out to the world. And so that's what I feel like we're doing. I'm always called back to Sedona, where I'm based, anchoring in those energies, anchoring in the healing, the transformation, the empowerment. And then, as you know, we do 2 live events every month back out into the world. LA, San Francisco, a lot of very different urban areas, but we're bringing those energies, and as you all are too, Guatemala, Costa Rica, as you do this sacred grid work, again, wherever you return and go next, you're bringing that energetic transformation globally. So it's part of the work that I'm doing as well. I did not realize that's what I would be doing when I was called to Sedona, but I'm very blessed and grateful that that's
We
what
never really know what we're going to be doing
exactly.
until
We just have to go
Spirit
with the
knocks on the
flow.
door.
So that's a little bit of my Sedona story
That's
and
great.
journey, but it's very
Beautiful.
powerful. And of course, the red rocks, carry so much energy and power, having eons and eons of energy that lies there, that is laying dormant. And also there's a lot of extra celestial, ultra celestial, extraterrestrial, extra dimensional energies also, because the field is wide open there. So there's a lot happening in that space, which really calls forth rapid healing, accelerated transformation. And it can be it can somewhat be ungrounding for people at times, but again, I think grounding into Mama Gaia there and connecting with the earth powerfully is a way to continue moving forward in that space. So
Amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
that's incredible. Well, and that's a perfect lead into the question that I had for Ruben. So, Ruben, I hear that you are moving to Japan, to the foothills of Mount Fuji. In fact, what is the
yeah.
what is the motivation for that?
It's actually, I guess I'm moving back to Japan. I lived there. I moved there when I was 19 and lived there for 5 years. Ended up picking up Japanese and making lots of friends. And so it's kind of going back to my home away from home. Over the years, I've had a business there, and so it's very familiar for me. So I guess the main motivation is my wife. My wife is Japanese, and we're sort of ready to move into the next chapter of our lives, and with the economy, we're looking at a further out destination for originally, like a 5-year plan.
Mhm.
But then we checked housing cost, and the yen right now is quite weak to the dollar. So it just, all the signs were saying, and nope, you guys get moving now because you can, and it's a great opportunity. So actually bought a house last week.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Tell us about
Excited.
that specific area, though. Is it that your wife's family is the foothills of Mount Fuji? Because Mount Fuji is a super, what I understand is like an incredibly spiritual.
Yeah. I've always been drawn to Mount Fuji. When I lived there the first time, I climbed it once, and especially since sort of taking the spiritual journey with the series. Lisa Royale has done a couple retreats out there in the Fuji area, and I love rock climbing. And every time I go to Japan, I have to kind of get my nature fix. And Fuji's right outside of Tokyo, so it's close. It's far enough away from the major city areas in Tokyo that you can get away. And it's the nature around it is quite prestige. They've kept it well. They've kept it up, I guess, with conservation efforts and things. And the water just north of Fuji, and that's actually where we ended up buying a house in this area called Hokutoshi, which has a beautiful view of Mount Fuji, but a little bit further up north. That's where the purest water comes from all of Japan. So most of their bottled water stuff comes from that area. So and my wife's family is in Tokyo or near Tokyo. So we wanted to be, again, far enough from the craziness of Tokyo, the hustle and bustle of the city, and close enough to nature. And just at all signs were saying, go to that area. So that was the major motivators. Also, we were kind of looking at my situation here, and I live in Big Bear, Southern California, and we're about 2.5 hours from Los Angeles. So we're kind of used to this being close enough to the city, but far enough. And it's the same. It's where we ended up getting our house in Japan is about a 2-hour drive to, or 2.5-hour drive to Tokyo. So all those factors in there. A big part of the transmission today that was coming through with this sort of fixing or writing our relationships with Mother Earth and all of her offerings. And that's been a big theme for my wife and I. When COVID hit, we were sort of forced to be hunker down in 2020, and we started a greenhouse in our garden in our backyard, and really embraced having that garden and growing our food and hydroponics. And I went full in and started going into sort of urban gardening in a sense, because we have a big enough plot of land in our backyard to do things. But I can, after experiencing that lifestyle, I couldn't go back to like a city lifestyle. I have to have my garden, I have to have my chickens. So that became a big factor of when we're looking for places in Japan. It's like, are chickens okay? Can we have enough space for a garden? So that, again, that pushed us out of the city because it's just not available. You can't have chickens everywhere. So we ended up where we ended up in that area of Mount Fuji. So a lot of synchronicities and things, and just our desires and things pushed us into this direction. And, I love sharing this. I got there not knowing this, started connecting with some of the locals, and we started talking about ETs. Typically in Japan, that's not quite an open subject that you can just, knock somebody at the restaurant and say, hey, what do you think about ETs? But that area, it's exactly what happened. In a coffee shop, I was like, you guys seem quite open. Can I bring up the topic of ETs? And then they were all like, we love ETs. In fact, that area is the city where I ended up buying a house is the most popular area next to Okinawa for sightings.
Oh,
And
wow.
they have once a year, they have the largest UFO convention there in that same area in all of Japan. So
Wow. Did you know that?
no, I didn't know any of that.
Oh, that's so
No
fascinating.
coincidences.
Right.
No coincidence.
You've been drawn to your community.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes, exactly. And everybody, and it's a very conscious community of organic gardening. There's a nice food trade, sort of co-op type situations where everybody grows what they can, and the extra they bring to these co-op stations where you can, if you grow your own food too, and then you can sort of do some trade and things. So
Wow.
really nice
Amazing.
community in that sense. So it has everything that I enjoy as far as ETs and growing food. So they
Have chickens.
And chickens.
yes, our neighbors have chickens. We won't be the only chicken folks in town. So.
You won't be the only chicken parents.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that's incredible. I love how the two of you have just naturally shared this bit of inspiration about being able to move throughout the world and be in places where you feel called, and how things line up naturally when you're following that guidance. So that's beautiful. That's a beautiful synchronicity. In speaking about synchronicities these days. So I have a question for both of you. And it's about we were talking about the guys were talking about this relationship, with Earth, and how we'll know that we've reached a level of maturity when we have a certain perception and a certain level of care for the Earth. I'm wondering, in what ways has your work influenced your personal perception and relationship with Earth?
Who wants to go first?
It's fine. I can go first, or Ruben, if you want to jump in, either works.
Go ahead, ladies first.
Okay, great. Well, I think for me, my relationship with the earth has deepened and strengthened. My spiritual life has just blossomed and flourished, and my alignment with who I am has just grown stronger and stronger. And, I think, I for many years have been part of the Sufi tradition, and one of our foundational practices is element breaths every morning, connecting to the earth, fire, water, ether, and just connecting to Gaia in this way, and really, tapping into the resonance field of Mother Earth. And without realizing it, so much of us, we live in these urban areas, and these cities have these crazy modern day lives, and we don't realize how disconnected we are from our mother, our true Mother Earth, who, she is always supporting us. She is always loving us. Celia, you mentioned she is here with no judgment. And, for me to, even to this day, that is what I do in the mornings. I connect deep into the crystalline core of Mother Earth. And, and that's when we can feel the unconditional love she holds for us, and the support that she has for us for every step that we take in this incarnation. We are not alone here. And so many of us feel we are alone. But when we begin to deeply dive into how loved and how supported we are on this planet, that begins to shift something within us, understanding and knowing I am supported, and she is here for my healing and transformation. And then as she heals me, I support in that healing of the planet as well. And it becomes this reciprocity. And I think, for me, it's really just opened me up, because I used to live in Manhattan, just so disconnected from from the natural world. And as I started doing retreats and being in nature, going to the Berkshires on the weekends, connecting to Mother Earth, doing these practices, of, how do I align my, and a new alignment began to emerge. A new alignment began to emerge that was deep within me. And, I loved, like you said, Crystal, what the guide said about, as we align with ourselves and, how we take care of ourselves and take care of the earth
Mm-hmm.
demonstrates our true alignment.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't realize how, when we're going around the world completely disconnected from who we are, not caring for ourselves in all of the different ways we can, and not caring, that's just a misalignment that's been programmed around us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we can begin to come back to that, and just connecting with the earth, like I said, like with putting our bare feet on the ground, just laying on the grass. Such powerful spiritual practices that
Mm-hmm.
without us even realizing it, suddenly we we can begin to come back into that alignment of who we are, because we don't understand that we're running around in restriction and misalignment. So for me, connecting to Mother Earth and to Gaia has been a foundational piece of my spiritual journey, of my spiritual practice, and my evolution. And I think that's why I loved this event that you all were putting together for Earth Day, because of course every day is Earth Day. Every day is a celebration of our deep connection to who we are as individuals and as a collective consciousness. And that is part and parcel of the consciousness of Gaia. And so as we plug into and remember more and more of that conscious connection we have with this full consciousness of Mother Earth and of nature, we begin to flow. We begin to flow
Mm-hmm.
and open up to who we are in these
Yeah.
amazing ways. So it's such a powerful practice for me. And, I thank you and really honor you all for celebrating Earth Day in this way today.
Thank you, Tangela. Appreciate that. And wow, I love the just the very simple way, the simple and daily way that you bring this practice into the world. So, so thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ruben, would you like to share?
Sure. Yeah, I everything Tangela said, I agree 1,000%. For me, it was the physical activity of actually getting my feet dirty and hands dirty, so to say,
Mm-hmm.
with the garden. Conceptually, I knew before starting the garden, I had actually bought a greenhouse and it was just sitting in my storage unit until COVID hit. So I knew, okay, I knew this garden thing. I knew that was going to be part of something that I needed to do for my evolution and making these connections. And sort of again, the COVID thing, I had no excuse. I was home. I didn't, my excuse before was, oh, I'm traveling, I can't do this. I'm never home long enough to take care of the garden. So that opportunity, COVID sort of gave me and my wife the opportunity to literally get our hands dirty in the garden. And as I was doing that, the physical activity of doing that and putting the intention and the efforts and studying about the gardening practices and the different things, good soil composition, composting, even experimenting last year with electroculture and other types of organic fertilizers and things like that. So
Any biodynamic farming, like line of work?
not quite that extent, but yeah, some, I have some, we do our rotations and
Mm-hmm.
companion plants and these types of
Right,
things.
right.
So to a certain extent, but we're not like, it's just our backyard thing. So it's
Yeah,
not
exactly.
super huge. But all of that relationship, all of that process, paying attention to the seasons, having that experience of going in your backyard and picking and eating something fresh so quickly. So all of those steps in that process allowed me to then cultivate those connections and understandings and go through it because I was going through it in a physical sense. Then I was able to activate those emotional connections that I think I may have had turned off, or I just wasn't aware of because of my upbringing and whatnot. And so I knew through the show and through logic and study that, okay, there's a connection there, but you don't until you actually do it. I think Tangela, sounds like you're more tapped into your feminine connection energy and the crystals, and you can read the energy more. Where for me, I had to physically go through that experience to reawaken perhaps those emotional connections. So, but it was great, and now it's created this new lifestyle that, like I was saying before, going to Japan, I'm not going to be able to function if I don't have access to,
Amazing.
my garden.
And I'm curious, what are the things that you'll grow in Japan that you weren't growing here, right?
Yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
different seeds, a different ecosystem.
Yep.
And I think that's also one thing that the guides talked about, like the diversity of the ecosystems that provide for incredible variety of experiences, right?
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah,
really curious.
and the soil composition there is so much more rich here in the high desert and Big Bear. We have to really spend a lot of time with building our soil composition. Where in Japan it's more natural. So yes, the diversity of things that we're going to be able to grow, as opposed to, I feel like this was a like our boot camp here in Bear. Because if you can make stuff grow here, then and the extreme temperature changes and everything else, and did all that with a temperature controlled greenhouse. So I'm excited to get to Japan and see what we can grow and what we can tap into.
It's amazing.
Especially because we're going to be surrounded by farmers.
Right.
In Big Bear, I'm the one that's like, hey guys, we got to grow our backyard gardens. Come on. And everybody's just like, we tried that. Forget it. It's too hard. So.
I love it. That's great. And it's a great reminder, even though people may not be able to garden in a backyard, we have a lot of community that are in urban centers. There's a lot of progress that's been made in these little, even like apartment gardens or rooftop gardens or things like that. So urban gardening is definitely an upcoming trend.
Oh, I have to say, I did just before leaving Japan. I have a friend in Tokyo who has gone full urban garden. He's got on his roof, he's got 2 sections of roofs on his roof top and grow boxes, and he has these massive onions, and we had turnips and asparagus, just all this stuff that we had for dinner that he just picked right off his roof. So yes, mad respect for the urban gardeners. They're kind of in a whole league of their own, but for sure.
That's great. And we had just been talking about Mount Shasta, or Tangela was referencing Mount Shasta, and we're going to be in Mount Shasta with you, Ruben. Right, we're going to be at the Lemurian Life Expo that you've co-founded, which is you can have access to it online or in person. But we're going to be a part of your weekend programming, both in in a seated environment, and then we're going on a field trip, right?
Yes, a field trip and a workshop. So super excited about the Lemurian Life Expo. It's been, I think my gardening definitely had something to do with realizing these connections to Mother Earth. I think that's a big theme of the expo, and this sort of return to Lemurian consciousness, this more divine feminine time on Earth where we
Mhm.
had more of those connections as a collective, and I feel we are returning there, and that is sort of the as a collective, and that was sort of the motivation for putting this on. Because of meeting you guys in Shasta, it was definitely a big part of that. So I was like, well, we
Mm.
have to bring in the OGs, all the people that made my experience, my Mount Shasta experience, what it was during the COVID times. So we have an amazing lineup of guests, including you guys, and super excited to just conjure up the magic. Oh, and there's a bluebird just on my window here. That's not happened before. Wow, he got really close.
But you're
Um,
but you're in space. There's bluebirds in space.
right? Yes, they are. I'm in this space container. No, I've got my window, my portal to the other worlds here, and birds are coming up in the window. Amazing. So just excited to bask in those energies in
Mhm.
Mount Shasta. As Tangela was saying, it is an amazing vortex of energies and portals into Telos and into the Agartha networks, and this higher dimensional um, civilization or civilizations that again have nourished and cherished this connection to the living Mother Gaia and crystalline energies, and having access that communication and taking it to a place that I do believe we are, in a sense, heading back to, um, having integrated all these different aspects of us, polarized aspects of us. I think they're the way showers to help us in that integration, and you guys who are channeling the messages from the extra dimensionals and from these lost civilizations are the bridgers and the way showers for that. So step by step.
Yeah.
So very excited to thank you for taking the call and being there with us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super excited about Mount Shasta and the Lemurian Life Expo. And it's, to me, it's these type of gatherings that, of course, you could say like it's for the people that come there or the people that receive it, but I think it's so much more than that, because there is a ripple effect of that resonance, of that opening, that goes to all of humanity. So in some ways, every time you, Tangela, or Ruben, you put something together like that, there is an amplified effect that really benefits all of humanity. That's why it's not just a service to those that are coming or that are watching, but it's really a bigger service to all of humanity. So, and I know how much work it is to put something like this together, so I really appreciate it. And it has to come like from a deep part of your being to be in service in this way, to go through the crazy roller coasters of event production. So thank you for doing that, and the world is a better place because of the two of you.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, and
Thank you.
as Tangela was referring to what's exciting about doing any expo in or any gathering in a place of spiritual significance is that we can take that energy with us and anchor that energy that we carry into the places that we travel to. And I know there's a lot of people, as Tangela said, on the move. So there's a lot of opportunity to I'll use your gardening, spread the seeds of of the places that we go, and with intentionality work on our own consciousness evolution. So we're excited about the Lemurian Life Expo, and that will kick off during the summer solstice. So that's going to be a very significant time as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. And Tangela, I know we've got a couple of things that we're doing with you, but on the in the spirit of Expo, you were talking about the enlightenment expos that you've been really pouring your heart and soul into. And do you want to share a little bit about those expos? And I loved how you said that you go into these cities and you bring Sedona with you, and then you come back and you anchor the energies back into Sedona. So you want to share more about the Enlightenment Expos first, and then we'll talk about Soul Search?
Sure, I'd love to. So thank you so much. And so Soul Search, we are an online global platform for spirituality and consciousness. And we have incredible teachers and communities like Evolution One and Asil as part of this. And of course, the message from Spirit was, we are here to bring these experiences and this information out to the world as wide as possible. So we do it through the online, we do it through the TV, and we also do it through our live expos and experiences, which, up until now, Spirit has really been calling us to go into the urban areas. So, we do 2 per month. We do a lot through the Bay Area. We are almost once a month in the Bay Area. We just did Burbank recently, Carlsbad, Seal, Crystal, you guys were with us in Marina Del Rey. And it's really interesting. And Asil, you're also with us in San Francisco. And we're just called, right? And of course, many things come up. It's not as easy. We're doing these in very urban areas, in different types of hotels, the chaos outside and around us in San Francisco. But, we are there. We're bringing the energies in. All of those attendees coming in, experiencing the live transmission and the meditation, they're being transformed. They're taking that out into their families, their communities, that reverberation. But even the people who are just seeing the signs, even seeing the word Elohim. I mean, each one of these experiences is very significant and carries its own frequency and reverberation for the individual that's then interacting with that. So whether they're just seeing our Facebook ad or Instagram ad and saying, what is that? And they don't come this time, but maybe they'll come next time. But we have so many people that come and say, I don't even know what brought me here. I just saw the ads and I needed to be here.
Mm-hmm.
And they come to our Soul Search Enlightenment Expos, and suddenly they meet a teacher. They learn about the Akashic records. They have an experience, and just open up. Asil, yesterday at the New Living Expo, one of our amazing soul searchers, Claudia, she attended your powerful transmission and, was impacted and transformed. And, her first ever experience of any kind of spiritual place or thing was coming to one of our expos in San Rafael. And she told me even this weekend, she had come up to me and said, I had so many questions. And then I found you guys. And now I'm just getting so many answers, so much guidance. Things are opening up for me. And that's really what we want. We want to just support people on this journey wherever they're at. And, it'll take them. So of course, for those of you watching, definitely stay tuned. Come to our Enlightenment Expos. We have one in Santa Cruz this weekend. We're going to be opening up in Reno, Las Vegas, Albuquerque. So, we're
Vegas,
so we're really being called, and as we bring together these communities of practitioners, teachers, guides, that's bringing in a lot of light and expansion of consciousness into these areas. And even when a person gets a reading, whether it's a past life regression or a mediumship reading, that's an expansion of consciousness. Because suddenly you're going from disbelief to an experience of something bigger and greater.
Absolutely. That's wonderful. And Las Vegas, that's great. You really are signed up for this, huh? This service.
We go wherever Spirit calls us. So if Las Vegas and Reno are calling, then that's where we'll go. But, and we love having you all as a part of our events, it's so powerful because, the transmissions, Evolution One and Asil, you all are bringing through are such high level transmissions. The frequency, the energy of the Elohim, the attunements that are occurring. And as you said, Asil, like the energy is just getting stronger and stronger and stronger as we're all accelerating. this is powerful. It's powerful to be bringing these energies through. And whether or not we know what's happening to us, we don't need to know, right? Because the shifts and the openings are happening, and that acceleration occurs on quantum level.
Yeah, and with the experience that we have the last time we were with you in Marina Del Rey was a bit like the expeditions that we go on, right?
Yeah,
Because we kind of couldn't control our variables, and we were, Asil was trying to figure out like where are we going to set up, and we were in this like boardroom. Asil was like on a table, and it's like, okay, we're good. Like, and then there's this board. All the chairs are like, next to the boardroom table, and he's at the at another table, like the head of the boardroom table, and he's sitting on it. And it's like happens to be like right next to the lobby. But this is what happens. And then of course, as we're starting, like the expo is ending, so everybody's exiting through the lobby and chatting and talking and drinking, and it just was reminiscent of the work that we do in the world, which is like, hey, we just have to be in the world, and we have to go with the flow because the work needs to be done, right? And
exactly.
being able to meet each place with its own special like set of circumstances and its own distractions, and get the work done, right? And so Ruben, you saw a bit of that when we went to Pluto's Cave, and when we went to Panther Meadows, and so you were seeing like this is our service in action, right? It's
Totally.
while there is a beauty to be had in a very pristine, quiet environment. That's not, it's not really what happens in the world most of the time. And if you want to get out into the world and make a difference and be of service, then you kind of have to like allow everything that goes on with it, right? So on a broader sense,
It's important. I was just going to say it's important work to show the intention behind taking the time to, even in those busy situations, the dedication and the intention and the community that you bring with you, that you pull into. It's like, we're gonna do this no matter what, and then you go in, and I think it just requires more of that focus, energy, which is great because you're anchoring in these codes and these energies into places that need them the most.
right,
It's
exactly.
amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and on a broader sense, the both of you, not just with these location-specific expos, but with the work that you're doing with Interview with ED and Soul Search TV, you are bringing these big messages out to the world, and I believe help trying to normalize these types of experiences, these extra dimensional experiences, these channeling experiences, the work that we're doing, the sacred earth work that we're doing. We were able to, thanks to Tangela, put out into the world through Soul Search TV. We have all of our first season episodes, 12 of them out on Soul Search TV, and we'd love for people to check them out if you haven't seen them before. And we also, as we alluded to earlier, we did 2 episodes of Interview with ED with Ruben that are still available. Ruben, I'm sure, and there was a
Yep.
yep. Okay. Good.
They're on Vimeo right now. Unfortunately, exclusively on Vimeo right now.
Mhm.
But we're working on future endeavors to see how we can get them out to other networks and things. So keep you posted on those.
Are you
Wonderful.
going to do more ED seasons?
For now, the season 3 has come to a close. Season 3 is bringing the series to a close,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll see where it goes. I have my membership online platform and doing the podcast, which I'd love to get you guys on when you're available. I think we talked about maybe June. We'll see
That's
how
right.
that goes.
Right.
And you've been on before too, so I've sort of been turning that into a podcast, and that's been getting it out to a bigger audience. And that's sort of where my focus is right now, in addition to producing the events. So just sort
Yeah,
of,
that's plenty of work.
yeah. So I'm kind of glad that the series has come to a close for now, so I can focus on these other things. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. It could always resurface for season 4. We'll see.
Amazing.
Yeah, and as with our work that's online, on our YouTube channel and on our website, this work will live in perpetuity. So it's yes, the constant production is one thing, but you've already provided such gifts of 3 seasons out into the world, and Tangela, the same for you with these the Soul Search TV. These episodes can be enjoyed. Forever, which is
Exactly.
which is beautiful, right?
And I really invite everyone to tune in and watch Evolution One's Sacred Earth Expeditions on Soul Search TV, because every episode is a transmission itself. And, I think the show is also extremely empowering, because as we're talking about, becoming a conscious creator, we are all conscious creators, but again, we are in this fear matrix, right? Where we feel like we don't have power over anything. We are just at the whim of the government, or, the environmental degradation, or, like everything's just happening to us. And who are we as like these small individuals to do anything? But with the Sacred Earth Expeditions, suddenly, you're on a journey with Asil and the whole Evolution One team, going to all of these sacred sites, connecting with the depths of the energies there, and really being able to understand, like going to someplace like the Balkans, which holds so much trauma, so much collective trauma, but then understanding that each one of us as individuals and as community have the power to be clearing and releasing and relieving trauma, be, and connecting and powerfully working in each of these sacred sites, whether it's like going to the volcanoes in Costa Rica, and then also connecting with the nature, the father of the forest, and the ancient gods and goddesses in these ancient sites. So there's so much power in each episode. And I think what a lot of people comment to me is that, I will never go to these places, but now I'm able to have these experiences and understand the depths of what can occur going to these sacred sites and going to these powerful vortexes, these natural powerful vortexes or ancient civilizations. And it's beautiful that you all created this and bring this out to the world, because it's such an important part of the work that you all are bringing, the sacred sites, the earth keepers, and and this series allows people to begin to be a part of that. I mean, we're all a part of it unknowingly, right?
Sure.
But when we consciously begin to be a part of it, suddenly we begin to consciously create the world that we want to be living in, the world that we know is possible for each of us. And I love this series because it's adventure, it's travel, it's multi-dimensional, it's quantum. So you're at all levels. And I know people who have watched it who have never even heard of channeling, and they were like, whoa, this is a little intense, but they're intrigued and excited and able to really see and feel, wow, these energies that are coming through, something is happening. So such a huge gift to the world what you all are providing. And I just invite all of you watching, if you haven't checked it out, check out Sacred Earth Expeditions on Soul Search TV. It's available online, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, Android TV, and on our mobile app. So you can watch it anywhere and share with your family or friends. Also people come to us and they're like, I'm into this stuff, but they're having watch parties with their family and their
Mm.
friends. They're like, my parents have watched this, and they're like, what is all this? But then they're excited because suddenly they start connecting and opening up. So it's
Mhm.
a amazing pathway into this whole incredible spiritual journey we're all on together. So thank you guys for being a part of Soul Search TV and the amazing show that you've created and all of the work you do.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to you, Asil. Thank you for the transmission. It was beautiful. Thank you for bringing through that beautiful energy and the wisdom of the guides.
Yes, thank
Really
you.
empowering more and more and more, more consistently, I should say, the the empowerment, this discussion of conscious creation has emerged, and I know I'm personally touched by it. So if you are all on the journey with becoming a conscious creator, great. If you are not yet, we invite you to. And same with Tangela, invite your friends, invite your family. We also have this week, we're opening our July foundations, which is going to be, as we always do, a new edition of foundations, a 2-week edition. And so it's going to be incredibly special. And Lemurian Life Expo, Ruben, thank you for the work that you're doing in the world. Thank you
So
for
excited for that.
having the courage to do something different. Right, you're known as
Yeah.
Interview with ED, and you're taking this to the next level. So thank you for the courage and for following your heart and following your journey, and for the inspiration about Japan. I think it was a beautiful story, and we wish you the best of luck in your relocation. When are you actually moving?
I'm gonna, after the expo is, I think, when things get really serious.
Okay.
There's some things to do on my front here, and as well as out in Japan. But I'll just sort of again, talking about planting seeds today, since it's Earth Day. My goal is to continue. We'll see how this first venture into the Lemurian Life Expo goes in Shasta, but that Lemurian energy is very strong in Mount Fuji. And my goal is to bring Lemurian Life Expo to Japan, and hopefully bring you guys to
Oh
Japan
man,
someday.
can't wait.
So
Sign
that
me up.
so
Yeah.
that just know that that's in the works behind the scenes as well. Well, no dates to announce yet, but we're working on that.
We'll combine it with a Sacred Earth expedition through Japan.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yes,
That'd be
All right.
that would
Well,
be amazing.
everybody sign up so that we can make this a success, so that we can go to Japan.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely.
I've never been to Japan.
Oh, I think you guys would love it. Seal, your work would be quite welcome there.
I'm excited for it.
For sure.
Wonderful. And Tangela, thank you again. Thank you for your experience shares, for your guidance. Thank you for your energy. I don't know if everybody on this live stream knows Tangela, but she is a force of nature. She gets more done in a day than I can even imagine, and she does it with a laugh and a smile, and she does it
Right.
with lightness. So we really appreciate you, and
Inspiration.
for being here with us today.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I love you guys so much. And I'm just so grateful that, for all the work that you do, and so happy that we are working together to really share these experiences around the world. And, may it just continue and continue and continue. There's lots more to come. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
I would say so, yes.
Definitely.
Also, I wanted to say a great thank you to both of you, Ruben and Tangela. You guys have been great allies in this journey, and bringing these expanded states of consciousness into a three-dimensional structure that's safe, that's palatable, that's receivable for everyone. And that takes a certain type of mind, a certain type of heart, a certain type of soul to be able to do that. Because you could be spending your energy and life force and resources on other things. But this is what you're choosing to do. To me, that's a clear dedication to service, and it shows itself and it will bear fruit. There's no doubt about it. So thank you for that. And I also want to say great thanks to Crystal, who is our bright, sparkling, shining light, who is always in, always all in for the mission and the journey that we have been on. It's been an amazing journey. Thank you, Crystal. We love you very, very much. And it is also your birthday.
Happy
It's a
birthday.
7-year cycle that's completing. It's a big one. And so I just wanted to say thank you and happy birthday. And we're going to sing a little happy birthday song for you.
Oh, yeah.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday, dear
dear
Crystal.
Crystal. Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
And happy Earth Day to everyone.
And happy Earth Day.
Thank you.
Yes.
Happy Earth Day to everyone. Yes. And then one final thing. We are a nonprofit. So for my birthday, if you want to get me anything, donation to Evolution One, because this makes everything happen. We have program income from all the things that we do, but the real way that we keep this healthy and moving and going in the right direction is through donations. So I think they're putting donation links into the chats. We appreciate your generosity. And we appreciate all of you who were on this call today, and everybody who is part of our community, and everybody who is celebrating Earth Day. We thank you, even if you're not listening to us on this live stream. We feel you. We hope you feel us. And thank you, Mama Earth. Thank you, Mama Gaia. And we love you all. So thanks, everybody.
Thank you all.
That was fun. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah.
Blessings to everyone that has watched this experience and special event, and we look forward to seeing you in many more of our creations because
Yeah,
we are
absolutely.
here to support you. We're here to support your journey of evolution expansion, and therefore we support altogether the evolution of humanity.
There we go. All right. Take care, everybody. Love you guys.
Lots of
Bye.
love.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Take care.